You know, sometimes when you meet a person that you know sometimes you meet a person that really makes an impact, really twists your brain, really sort of gets you going in terms of thinking in new directions. It can be just something small they say, or it's everything that comes out of their mouth. Our next speaker very much embodies change. He's a political scientist and a lawyer. Grew up with discrimination and separation, exclusion. He's by far one of the best communicators we have around. He's a super talent and top speaker, and he doesn't need much more of an introduction, really. He embodies change, a real force of nature, and I'll leave the stage completely to Milad Mohammadi. There we go.
People in Sweden have a difficulty in pronouncing my name. I've been presented as Malik Mohammed, Milad Mahmoudi, but one time I was presented as a big round of applause to Muhammad Ali. My place in this world is to challenge the people in power, people who decide things in this country. I've always dreamed of fighting for people, especially people who are discriminated in our society, especially people coming to this country from other countries. All my life I've been dreaming of fighting for these matters. Lately I've been privileged enough to work with these questions, and I've been working in a way where I can use my passion to hopefully affect and change people's minds. There's a word that we're very scared of a word in the Swedish society, but I believe that this word is the most important word that we have today. We're scared of this word because it's about showing your true self. And I believe if we want to become leaders, we have to embrace this word now more than ever, and that word is vulnerability. To become good leaders and big leaders that make a change in this world, we have to show ourselves vulnerable to other people and be true to ourselves, especially if we want to create the long-term change. So I'm going to ask you a very vulnerable question, but an important question that will revolve around my short story I'm going to tell to you this afternoon. And that story is, how many of you have under a period in your life felt like shit? Raise your hands. Look around and take Instagram pictures. And you see all of us raising our hands, and those of you not raising your hands, you're lying. Because this is what puts us together as human beings, that all of us, despite where we're coming from, what background we have, what gender we have, we all share the hard school of life. We work hard. Hopefully we can be proud of ourselves and make a change in this world. My name is Milad Mohammadi, and I came to this country in the early 90s. I learned that people don't get the chance that they deserve because of their skin color or their gender or their abilities or their background or whatever. And when I was young, I had two pathways. I asked myself a question whether I wanted to become. Because I grew up in discrimination and exclusion, it was very difficult for me growing up. And it became so rough that one day I asked myself, should I kill myself or should I become a fantastic human being? I chose the later one, and I also said like this, I'm not going to only become the most an amazing human being, I'm going to become the most amazing human being on this planet. And what I meant by that is I wanted to make a change in this world, a revenge towards the society that discriminated people coming to this country from other countries. So I focused on academics. I wanted to become a diplomat. I focused on school, and I had a diagnosis called ADHD, but I recognized that that's only an etiquette on people, and we can't follow those etiquettes. We have to do what we love and fight for something that truly matters within. So I had a person in my life that changed everything, and this person symbolized a word that we've been forgetting in this society today. And I believe all of us, we are this word, but we have to have the courage to live this world more than ever today. And that word is role models. We all have to act, think, and behave like role models to other people, and especially young people in this society, because they need us more than ever, and we need them more than ever, especially with the challenges that we have today around the world, in Europe, in Sweden, and here in Stockholm as well. My role model was a teacher called Johan Öster, social scientist teacher. I've been speaking about this person to over 100,000 people now throughout Scandinavia, and he doesn't even know it. And Johan Öster asked me, what do you want to become when you grow up, Milad? What do you want to become? And I reflected on these questions, and I recognized that people that make a change in this world, they always knew what they wanted to do. They always reflected on their values and their self-confidence and who they are and where they come from. I had the privilege to have these people investing in me, doing everything for me. So I wanted to take a responsibility doing something about this. So I told my teacher that I wanted to become a diplomat, the best communicator in this country, and start a school before I'm 30 years old. And this school, a high school, should become the best school in Sweden and placed in a miljonprogrammet, a suburb area here in Stockholm called Rinkeby, Kista, Tensta, Husby, to prove to this society that people coming from different countries, they are our biggest possibilities and also the solutions to our problems today. And my teacher looks at me and asks, and says, "Shit, Mila, take it easy." Afterwards, I moved to Stockholm and started studying on the law program here in Stockholm University and the program of political scientists. And there I learned that the majority of people getting the privilege to work with a lot of getting a lot of privileged possibilities in this society, like education, the jobs that we work with, they're a homogenic group, and I recognized that I was an abnormal outsider. I wasn't a part of the norm, and I realized that all of us have the responsibility if we want to create a change in this world. I think our biggest way to do that is to find people that are not a part of the homogenic group and invest in them to be placed in our positions, because a bigger diversity in this society, and especially a bigger diversity in our positions that we have today, that will create a change. We do not need a sophisticated model on how to include people or women or people coming from different societies. We have to give our power to other people. Thank you. We have to give away our power to other people. That's how we change. So I started to speak about these matters, integration, diversity, to leaders in the corporate world, to politicians, to communes, to myndigheter, to young people, and try to inspire them. And I met a crazy crazy man from Norway, and this man owned a lot of hotels in Scandinavia. I didn't know who he was. When you listened to them, you didn't know if he was drunk or if he was sober. And Petter Stordalen, he gave me a possibility to stand on Friends Arena at Scandinavia's biggest event, and afterwards my work expanded to over Scandinavia, and I asked myself the most important question of them all that I want to ask you, and that is, why do you do what you do? Why do you do what you do? Why do you wake up every morning? Why do you work with what you do? And why do you fight hard? And why do you live? These questions are the most important questions on them all. That's what makes a person to a role model and a leader. People knowing why they do what they do, they create a long-term change. And it's our responsibility to think like this and live like this, because we've all been privileged enough to sit in this salon. And that's the truth. Afterwards, I wanted to take responsibility, so I said I'm going to start the best school in Sweden, placed in a suburb called Rinkeby. Known for a lot of things, but not the best things. 100 nationalities, I took all my money, invested in a foundation, I recruited teachers, found people that wanted to help, and my dream was to start this school when I'm 30 years old, but it shows that I'm not going to start this school in 5 years when I'm 30 years old, but in 1 year, höstterminen 2015 in Rinkeby when I'm 26 years old. I tell you this story because every day we see people that have a lot of things within. Passion, dreams, They want something. But we haven't built a society that sees these people. Sometimes we discriminate them, sometimes we stomp on them, and sometimes we go past them. Sometimes we don't even know that they exist. And it's a shame. Sometimes they're people from other countries, sometimes women, sometimes young people. Everything I fight for is that the biggest possibilities that we have in this society today is our differences. This story, ladies and gentlemen, is not about me. It's about all those people that are not here today. So I wanted to dedicate this speech to all the young people that ask me, that tell me, Milad, now that you're the biggest speaker in Sweden, don't forget us. Don't forget us. To all the parents coming here from different countries with all the degrees and competence, but they ask me if there's any available jobs or if I can become their CV reference when they apply for jobs. To all the women coming here from different countries that we see during nighttime, they clean our companies, hotels, offices. No one encourages and honors these people. To young people in this society that have so much within and want to change, but they need us more than ever, but we go past them. And lastly, I wanted to take off my hat and dedicate this speech to you, all of you, because I don't think how important you are. I don't think you know how important you are. I think you're more important than you think yourself. But it's your responsibility to act like role models and leaders for this society. And that day, when you decide to become something big, that day the Swedish society will look differently. My name isn't Olof Palme, Anna Lindh, or Martin Luther King. But I also have a dream. I'm Milad Mohammadi, 25 years old, Swedish, Iranian, lawyer, political scientist, and a speaker. But most important of all, I'm a human being. With tears in my eyes, with the heart of a lion, with the eye of the tiger, I represent an idea that all our biggest possibilities is our differences. The day I die, I will prove to the society this matter, and hopefully I can cooperate and learn from people like you that have so much to contribute to this society. But you have to decide that, and I would be honored to cooperate and learn and get to know people like you. Thank you very much for listening.